No, sir, I don't like it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to No Sir Pod. I'm Carmen Morales, your host. Welcome to the podcast where we talk about shit we don't like with people we love. Today is no exception. I'm joined with the incredible Mike Falzone. Mike Falzone.
I'll leave it up.
Falzone.
I'll leave it up for the remainder of the show. Speaking of Italian, how long you been doing this show?
This show?
Yeah.
I took a couple years off during the pandemic because I couldn't do it.
Who cares?
But years.
Dude, do these fuckers know
Know what?
about Pizza Club?
No, of course not. Why would I talk about that?
Yikes, you guys don't know about Pizza
We
Club?
don't know about Pizza Club.
Sebastian, you guys don't know about Pizza Club. Dude, Pizza Club. OG Pizza Club.
OG Pizza Club. Are we telling people about? Okay, well, Pizza Club
They can't join. They can just know about it.
That's true. Oh man,
Exclusive.
Create some FOMO. Yeah.
Sorry. Join the Patreon if you want to be in the Pizza Club.
Patreon.com/GravyBabyPod. But we worked at the comedy store, and there's a lot of people there. They're at work, and they're oftentimes hungry and looking for food.
Yes.
It doesn't matter whose food. There is no office respect of a refrigerator or anything. If you bring food, you better eat it or have it in your hand most of the time, because otherwise somebody will eat it.
You should be almost done with it by the time you get there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so oftentimes we get hungry and we're like, let's get a pizza. But you don't want to let anybody know, because then you're buying pizza for 50 people instead of 3.
That's right. We're not Mike Black bringing snacks at 4 o'clock in the morning, bringing bags of snacks.
Yeah.
We're getting one pizza. We're telling 3 people about
Yes.
it.
And there is an elite group of people that we have called Pizza Club.
Pizza Club.
Where we will buy a pizza and eat it hiding.
Usually in the parking lot, squatting down in the parking
Squatting behind cars
Right.
and eating the best pizza. Go to Joe's. Go to a good pizza shop. Get a good pizza. Share with good people. That's all Pizza Club is.
Can I tell you something that made me upset? It was upsetting to my East Coast brethren and friends and family. I think I like LA Joe's better than New York Joe's.
Really?
Which was like sacrilege.
Yeah. I mean, we'll edit this out because I don't want you to get
You
that
can
kind of
edit
hate.
that out. That's fine. I'm telling you, as I get older, circles shrink, and I don't need any more friends. So we're talking about Pizza Club, pizza preferences.
So why? Do you think is less greasy?
I don't know, man. I walked to, it's a couple blocks down from the Stand in New York, and I was so excited. And I was like, the Joe's, man, this is awesome.
This is going to be it. Yeah.
Because I go to LA Joe's constantly. And I went there and I was like, this is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I go to the LA one, I'm like, this hits the spot, fills me up perfect. Taste is perfect.
I wonder if it's because you're in New York, you're surrounded by good pie, whereas here you're not surrounded by good pie.
Yes.
So there's an inherent value to it here.
Yes.
So maybe it's a mental thing, or maybe you just smelling good pizza everywhere in New York already.
Yeah.
That you go in and you're like, oh yeah, it just tastes like the smell I've been smelling the last 3 days.
Tastes like the streets. Which is what you want. Maybe I did ruin my taste buds being out here, but I don't know. Maybe it's the comfort thing. I just like it.
Mm-hmm.
I also like Sbarros, so who am I?
Wow, that is a hot take.
Yeah, that's my Subway take. I like Sbarros.
Listen, not all Italians got to be the best Italian. Sometimes it's just got to be Italian.
No, also, I say mozzarella sticks.
Mozzarella.
I like it. We're changing the perceptions of Italians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're bad. We're so bad.
Sometimes we're
bad.
half something else as well.
Sometimes you get a rogue in there that wanted to rebel against their family.
Yeah.
And you go, and then you get people like me. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
And thank God for that.
Oh, thanks. Oh, God. I just start crying. I just never really thought about it like that.
And if you want to see Carmen cry, go to the Patreon.com.
Patreon.com. It's the only place I do cry, actually. In the shower and for the Patreon. That's the only time I'm allowed.
That's good. Yeah, your last 8-hour live stream from the shower was worth the price of admission.
That's the problem is people always think they're gonna get a peep. Nope.
No.
It's just
crying.
from the neck up, me sobbing, weeping, petting a wet wall.
Yeah. That's worth it, I think.
Yeah, everybody hurts on loop. I mean, if you don't like REM, it's a hard watch. But
Yeah.
if you do, man, I mean, you could always watch it
your
on mute. There's always that option.
Yeah. Just watch somebody cry.
If we just went through all of the different variations of crying just to keep it interesting, you couldn't do just the one cry.
Yeah.
You'd have to do the slow weep.
Right? Lip quiver. You have to do the I don't really want to do this cry, but I'm doing it. And then the giving into it, when it envelops your full self. So many different stages of crying. And that's what I don't like.
Yeah. There should be one kind of cry and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't like all this diversity around the crying community.
No DIE cries. one
Die
cry.
cries. I love that you said DEI.
Yeah, dude. I'm stupid as fuck.
Hell yeah, dude. I love some dyslexia. Fucking big fan.
I do have dyslexia. It sucks. Everybody thinks I'm stupid.
It's not.
If you write me a letter, you would think I was
if you wrote me a letter, I think you were, yeah. If I wrote you a letter, you would think I was ill.
You text
mentally.
me, I respond back with a letter.
Yeah.
Here,
I just get a paper in the.
I got a bunch of your shit last week. This should answer a lot of your questions. I'll be here 15 minutes early.
I just get a letter in the mail that says I'm on my way.
It's
so ominous.
I can't find parking. It's postmarked last week.
Like, oh fuck, he's definitely dead.
I'm gonna circle the block one more time.
One more time. I just want to find a good spot. They're doing street sweeping. What do you want me to do?
Getting a letter about street sweeping. That's lovely. I like that.
Let's make it happen.
Dude, you told me to talk about stuff I don't like.
Is there things that you don't like?
Yeah.
You seem like such a likable, delightful person.
I try not to waller in.
When that's why I always try to like sometimes people think that this is a negative podcast, and that's not what it is.
That's kind of the impression I got.
Yeah, no. There's just things that I feel like also a lot of times, I don't know if you've noticed, like in the world, like a lot of times people connect more with things that they don't like versus things that they do.
Yeah, commiserating.
Yeah, commiserate. So this is kind of one of those things. Not only that, but most of the things we talk about on stage and stuff. So I always think about it as like a way for people to get premises.
Yeah,
which has happened. I've actually didn't realize, but I helped a lot of people unpack some shit that they didn't like.
I love that. I would love for you to help me unpack 5 new minutes. I would like to leave here with 5 new minutes. So I got premises.
Okay.
But I can't do the rest of the joke.
Yeah, that's fine. So let's get into it. What don't you like?
Okay.
Is there anything that you don't like?
This is in a very particular order.
And it doesn't have to be like we've talked about big shit on here, small shit, manners, raisins, racism. Like we could cover the whole gauntlet.
This one says Irish people. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I don't. Do you have Threads?
No, I don't use it because they're mining our data or whatever. So I don't fuck with Threads.
Well, who isn't?
Yeah, hot take. You heard it here first.
The only the only mining I support is data mining. I don't like Threads. At least my algorithm has become all comedians complaining about stuff, and I kind of can't.
Could you recommend them to this podcast?
Yes. Yeah. It's your next month of guests. But I kind of can't. I can't take comedians complaining about comedy openly all the time as their whole personality.
It's boring. It's boring. You don't have to do this. Is very much a thing that you don't have to do.
Also, no one gives a fuck.
Nobody cares.
So I've been running my shit for years through the filter of who is this for?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're on Thread, you have 1,000 followers on Threads.
Mm-hmm.
How many of those people are comedians? 50 max.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in there the thing with slotted mics is it's fucking rude. Crowd work is gay or whatever the fuck you say. And it's who the fuck cares?
Right.
And that kind of goes into my second thing, which is comedians who complain wholeheartedly about how other comedians choose to do their thing. Like it's art.
Yeah.
Like who cares if you don't like the way somebody does it? It's subjective medium.
I think the only way that is okay is if you're making art making fun of art. That's the only way. It's the same like if artists don't like that they're mixed media people, and then you make a thing making
Thank God
fun
you said
of
media. I didn't know what you were going for there.
Oh yeah, like you said, type of visual artist. Sorry,
I thought you were just gonna say stop it at mixed people.
Yeah,
all these mixed people.
These fucking mixed people. Myself included. Us mixed people really are no.
They're ruining comedy.
I love a gray area, but they are in the sense that there's not really as much of a black people be like this, and white people be like this.
Yeah.
Now it's like black and da 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 people be like this,
black and Irish people be like this.
Man, the JFL auditions must be way more difficult now.
Yeah, dude, there's a broad tapestry.
But there is something to be like. I think if you want to make commentary about something that is I think you should do it in the art. Whenever there was for the longest time I used to do on back when Twitter was Twitter, I would do there was like an account that had just Gumby screenshots from the Gumby show, right? Yeah. And I would take those and I would just make them about stand-up. So like this is the booker trying to book hitting on the young female comedian that doesn't know any better. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's Blockhead talking to the little fish girl. Yeah. It's like, so this guy's obviously, and I would make jokes of but that was the entertainment. If I'm going to come if you want to commiserate, you got into this for friends, or for a reason that's not to entertain people.
Yeah.
That, and the other thing is, there was a great book written, I want to say in like the 1940s, and it was called Public Speaking: How Audiences Like It. And one of the main things in that book
was don't do musical comedy.
Yeah, don't do musical comedy. Stick to music, you hack.
Right.
Because you're only going to play 10 seconds of a song anyways. And
and at the end you're gay? Who gives a shit?
Who cares? Write a song about it. Stop making us have to sit through another cover of Wonderwall.
Right.
But the whole point is, why do we care? Who cares?
Right.
And why should we listen to this?
Interesting.
Those are the two main things. Is like, why are you saying this? And who cares? Why would we care to listen to it?
Yeah.
So I was thinking about it from the perspective of the audience as opposed to the speaker. And so the inside baseball shit, I mean, there's a lot of commentary that I have, criticisms of this industry and the people and the way that they're doing things, but it's not entertaining.
If this was a room with like no cameras and not no lights, but less lights and no recording equipment, I'll talk shit with you forever and always about specific people. And I will say names about places to do comedy, about like types of stuff. But to come on like a medium that is listened to by people who are just
not only that, but specifically for you're here to promote something. You just put out a special. If your entire vibe, you just put an incredible special, and you guys should watch it. And I'm not just saying that. I wouldn't have had him on if I didn't think it was good. But you have to have you on to promote something, and all you want to do is shit on something else.
Yeah.
Like, what a promo.
Yeah.
And like, imagine if Pedro Pascal was like, the new season of Last of Us. I'm not in the whole thing. Good luck fucking. You know what I mean? Like, how
I think it's a little too scary. Yeah. I like to watch something and relax.
Yeah.
I don't want to be all freaked out.
Maybe that's your thing. I don't know. Whatever. Different people have different shit. But I wouldn't watch it.
Anyway, it's streaming now.
It's just strange, and that's a very young. I think that's a very young comedian thing, and I think the reason that even some people like it is because it's drama. It's the closest thing you get to drama in stand up.
I think a lot of people do you know, doing comedy as a career, it's so hard. And there's so many sacrifices that you
Mhm.
have to make that are like painful sacrifices that are so out of the realm of possibility when you first start. Like you don't even know when you first start going to open mic the kind of sacrifice you'll have to make it a career. And that's what weeds a lot of people out.
Yeah.
But it's like to get on some type of thing and to be like 3 years in and be like, you know what kind of comedy sucks to like everyone?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you don't even know.
You don't even know what comedy is. Well, that's a lot of times the young comics that don't even know anything about that's happened. I mean, I've talked about this on here before, but I'll bring it up again. Is that's why so many people are hacky because they don't know that this has already been done. You think you're so brilliant. Your hot take about your Uber driver, honey, travel. You know, it's like been
musical
done.
Comedy is trash. What people should be talking about is how goddamn difficult it is to date in Los Angeles, California. Was it with these apps?
Everybody's got to be 6 foot tall. Oh my God, here we go with the same take over and over again. It's just like look around, look up from your phone for a second and watch what's happening around you.
But it's like the overall thing is just like it's art at the end of the day. So like let everyone do it how they're gonna do it. Let people fucking do improv. You don't have to shit on
that's
improv
the cool thing
people.
about art. I mean, that's the cool thing. Even musical comedy, we're shitting on it a bunch, but there is musical comedy that's been done very well. And that was always the thing for me is it's jazz. It's an individual, it's golf. It's an individual activity. You do it. It doesn't matter. Do it however you want. Like I'll never forget the first time I saw oh my goodness. Julian Torres? No, I'm gonna forget his name. But whatever. He was weird. He was weird. And the first time I saw it, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I like it now because I've seen it more than once. I get it. You know what I mean? But it was the same thing. Everybody loved Kaufman, but at first I was like, he's just being a dick. Like I don't, this isn't. How is this funny? I mean, I get it now.
I
it
like
was one
the
of those
people
things.
who grow on you.
Yes.
Like the first time you see it, you're not really sure how to take it, like you're saying.
Well, that's why what's fucked up now is people have such a hard stance. They take such hard takes and are unwavering about it.
Yeah.
Where it was like, no, I liked that I didn't like it and you changed my heart and mind. I like that. That means there was more to you than I thought.
Dude, you know what I've also noticed about myself and all different types of art? Like if I don't like a piece of art right away, but the artist explains to me why they did this, that, or the other thing, like I could easily be like swayed to like it or at least appreciate it a lot more. Like if you're at one of those like art fairs that just take place in the center of every suburban town.
Oh yeah, I call it Etsy in real life.
Etsy in real life, walking through the internet.
Yeah.
And you go there and you're like, okay, it's a table. And like the person coming up is like, it's not only a table, it's like these pieces of wood are from like the beach I grew up next to when I was a kid. And like this leg is from one of the legs is from a chair that I took out of my like mother's kitchen or something like that. I'm like, now that I know the story, I know the reasoning behind the process and stuff like that. It makes me appreciate the art more.
Sure.
Rather than just looking at the surface and being like, this sucks.
Yeah. These legs don't match. What the fuck?
Right. Yeah. Trash legs.
But on the other side of that, I think a lot of times it doesn't even need a story. Like, for instance, I remember the first time because I went to school for art with a specialization in photography. And one of the classes was, we were talking about performance art or whatever. And I remember when they were talking about Piss Christ. And I was like, it's just a dude being like anti-God, like big, hot take, been done, da-da-da-da. Or, a woman that would be like painting something with their period blood. It was just like, okay, but like we've seen this already.
We get it. You're upset.
Yeah. None of us want to go through a dog. We're not making it everybody's problem.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like contextually at that time, it was riskier to do this. So like I feel like the time period also matters and stuff like that. And it's same thing like if you want to go as far back as like Caravaggio and with all this super dark when everything was like, oh, it's all God and flowery and lovely, and then he's like painting decapitated. It's like a complete rebellion of what was happening at that moment.
Yeah.
So I think context matters, and I think a story, even if it's bullshit, I don't care. Give me the bullshit.
Yeah.
Because then that makes me emotionally invest in it as well.
Yeah.
My criticism though is with people enjoying things so passively, a lot of times you're not going to get that kind of connection with art. You're not going to want to dig into it, and that's the only thing that that's a thing that it makes me sad.
What if to scroll past something you had to write a sentence about why you scroll past that? You know, you're like,
well, sometimes the algorithm gets it wrong, and so like I would be like,
so much.
does this? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Mine for the longest time didn't know who I was, so
Yeah.
I would get advertisements that were obviously targeted for Black women.
Yeah.
Then it was I would get ads targeted for Black men, and I was like,
we're
okay,
getting
we get it. I like
closer.
Black people. Okay.
That's great.
But it did find out I was fat, so we do have that going for me.
Well, we got there.
Eventually, they
what's
figured it out.
dude.
But they
Sometimes
still
I
don't
think
know.
my TikTok algorithm actively like doesn't like me
Oh, really?
because I'll see someone that I don't like pop up,
Mhm.
and then I'll hit the not interested, and then I'll scroll past 3 things and get another thing of that person, and I'm like, that's the only time I've interacted with you.
Yeah.
App is
Is
to
no.
press one button that says
No.
not this, and you immediately shoot me like 4 different things.
Anytime they do shit like that, I close it.
Yeah.
That's the only because that's the only thing it communicates is attention and no attention.
Yeah.
So
Smart.
anytime you start showing me shit I don't want to see, like if I accidentally if I have my phone open on a thing
Yeah.
and somebody's talking to me, and then so it's like, oh, you love whatever is happened to be streaming at this moment. Let
Yeah.
me show you, for example, if it's a video of a parakeet or some
Yeah.
shit, right?
Uh-huh.
Now
Love
I
it.
got nothing but fucking birds for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, fuck you, no more birds.
Right.
Which is not true. I love a bird video, but just as an example, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
It's like I was at a restaurant where somebody else was talking loudly about cryptocurrency. That's not me.
That's not me.
Know what's me and
Why
what's
turn all
not.
that shit off? My phone it doesn't have.
Why
have a
don't you
listening
ask ChatGPT who I am?
menu.
That motherfucker's invested. He knows about problems I'm having with my wife. I told ChatGPT to be gay and tell me how to dress the other day. That was pretty cool.
I can't wait for people to be like lunatics, like my ChatGPT's not gay. My fucking ChatGPT's not gay.
They are if you ask them politely to be. Hey, could you be gay and tell me which of these pants go with this shirt? And ChatGPT is like, I could have just done this as a robot. Why do you need to be a gay person?
Because
they're better, robot. Do it with some feeling, robot. All right, should I do another one?
Yes.
Should I just read you my set list for the past year?
No.
Okay, this one says Coke in small plastic bottles. I don't like plastic bottles. I like
Oh my God.
can, glass, or fountain.
I'm a glass bitch all day. I
Dude,
love a glass.
with some fucking ice.
Yeah.
With some condensation on the glass when it's hot.
Mm-hmm. I love a glass. I was actually just telling the boys the other day that I was, because I cut up vintage magazines. That's like a thing that I like to do.
Mood
I like
board.
to take history and mutilate it
Yeah.
and make my own revisionist history, so to
Oh,
speak.
yeah.
And I collage with them and stuff. And there I saw an ad in there it was just an advertisement for glass, and it said beverages taste better in glass.
Nice.
And they were trying to be like, don't go plastic, stick with
Yeah.
glass. And
Plastic was on the rise, and they were like, we're team
because this is like
glass.
1967, so this is right when they're starting to push everything out, like
Yeah.
post World War II, like women are back in the workplace. Oh my God, it's so hard, right?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God, plastic will save you. Tupperware, bitch.
Right.
And
Working's hard. You're going to want to take a nice, big, tall, cool drink in this asbestos mug. Things just taste better in the asbestos mug. Bury
leave it in the
behind your house.
sun. Drink it warm.
The only thing that'll survive a fire. in your house is your asbestos mug collection.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's made out of cockroaches. That's
Yeah,
it.
dude.
We have.
Makes all your dead pets glow.
But yeah, there's something like a frosty. I mean, I love and in a glass with ice. That is probably the most American thing about me is how much I love ice, and is that's like one of my favorite sounds. Like when the glass hits the side of a tumbler,
Yeah,
little jingle jingle, like ring a ding ding. I mean, I was a big Dean Martin fan, so it's probably that little sloshy slosh.
And
love
he's in
it.
there,
and he is.
He's in every glass.
He's in every.
I
glass.
like it. Do you have a specific type of glass that you like?
Oh, I mean, yes, I'm fucking neurodivergent, dog. There's glasses that only I use.
I love it. Give me the glass.
I have a vintage Pizza Hut ET glass. That is my specific glass. I have to hand wash it.
Yeah.
It is. It's still cute. It's and again, it's the old school thin glass, like odd shape mix. And then I have another like a pint glass that's textured. So my hand, love it. In the hand, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And
it's a very like 80s, 90s thing, a textured glass.
Love it. And I found it in an antique shop. It was like from the 70s. I think it has the little diamonds on it. That diamond.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
All the way around. And so it gets nice and cold. It's a thick glass, so it's if I drop it because I'm a slippy hand bitch, it's less likely to break.
Yeah. That was my favorite sequel to Cool Hand Luke.
Slippy hand bitch. It was the female reboot.
Right. It's his daughter. His daughter goes to jail for eating eggs or whatever. I don't remember what happened in that movie. But I'm the same way, dude. I like a highball glass. I like a textured, thick highball glass.
For cocktails, because this is for regular beverages. For cocktails, I have a tumbler, and it's like my Frank Lloyd Wright tumbler. They have like a design of his based on one of the fucking buildings that he did.
Cool.
Also slightly textured.
Yeah.
Also has to be fucking hand washed because it'll wash off the thing, but it's got the nice, and it's cute. It's got a little ring and it's got a little line on it.
Love
cute.
it.
Goes good with a decanter. Love a decanter.
Love a good decant.
Yeah.
Decant. That's what I say.
I decan do.
Yeah, decant. Dude, what did I say yesterday? Dude, so we were talking about Waymos yesterday. By the way, no opinion on Waymos.
Okay.
I do kind
For
of
everybody
think...
who lives not in Los Angeles, Waymo are the self-driving cars that you can basically use for like Uber.
It's Uber, but there's no people.
Uber, there's no actual driver. It's just a self-driving car that will drive you around the city.
I don't think people freak out enough about it.
That's why I've never fucking been in one. I don't.
Yeah.
You see that sound?
It's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
It's a scary situation. You're
Have you
in
been
Los
in
Angeles? No. I mean, I would love to have the experience.
I have a car, so it's not.
Yeah. Well, I'm in my car.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no room for driverless.
Yeah.
I have to touch all the buttons.
I like to touch the buttons. They're actually, some of them are textured.
Yeah, it's nice. Frank Lloyd Wright buttons. Push to start. But my friend met me at the Comedy Store last night, and he took a Waymo to get there. He just ordered regular Uber, and a Waymo showed up.
Oh my God.
And so I guess
that's how bad they're doing.
That's how bad they're doing. All the people are gone. They were all racist, turns out. So they got rid of all the drivers. Robot can't be racist. You could say, ChatGPT, don't be racist.
I just meant that's how bad Waymo's doing, is they have to go work for Uber.
Yes. Dude, that's even better. That's the one. That's so funny.
They're like, what? Nobody likes robots?
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
I have your food. Buzz me in. But yeah, dude, it freaks me out. And so this is a kind of along those lines. We were saying not getting one and not expecting one. And so one pulls up and you're like, whoa, is this one of those robot cars? And the robot's like, what gave it a Waymo? And we laughed about that for a long time. Is it the best joke in the world? No, it is not.
But a well-placed dumb joke is brings me a lot of joy.
Yes. I feel like I'm 10 to 1 with dumb to smart jokes. I got 10 really dumb, fast ones. Dude, one time my friend told me that I am not funny at all, but I have perfect timing.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, I'll take it.
See, I'm dumb enough to think I'm smart, but smart enough to know I'm actually dumb.
That's the main ingredient is to be smart enough to know that you're dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So many people here have the other thing where they're like, I moved 3,000 miles away from where I'm from. I have to be smart. I can't be flawed at this point. There's no time, you know? So
I mean, I've seen people do that with a myriad of things, not even just moving, but I went to therapy, so I'm not a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah. People don't need much of a qualifier. I graduated college.
That's how dumb they are. It's
Right.
They don't even think they need much.
I spent high school being wrong sometimes. I'm not doing it anymore as an adult. Yeah, dude, you're an idiot all the time. You were a photographer.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, I'd love to talk about something photographer specific.
This is freelance specific.
Same. Yeah.
I hate when you are talking to a client
mm-hmm.
and ideally you outline, like when I do video,
mm-hmm.
I'm like, here's the video, here's what format it'll be in, here's how long it'll be roughly, here's everything I need from you.
Mm-hmm.
For this price, you get one round of revisions,
mm-hmm.
and then anything beyond that, you pay me hourly or whatever
mm-hmm.
the fuck. I hate after the one round of revisions, it goes in, they're like, this is great.
Mm-hmm.
A week later, you get an email. Could you just do this one other thing? I call it the could you just.
Could you just.
So.
And that's what I put on the invoice. I send him an invoice for the could you just.
No, could you just. That's gonna be $175 for every time a could you just. Yeah. And it's like I could, but it is gonna take me, like regular people,
mm-hmm.
if you order a video
mm-hmm.
or pay to have somebody make a video, you don't know about like the time it takes to go through the thing, make whatever changes, big or small, go re-export the thing, upload it to wherever.
Especially with video.
Yeah, man.
And it's also a lot of times they're like, oh, could you just make it entirely different?
Yeah.
And it's could you
just put the words that they're saying underneath now?
Yeah, okay.
Could you just do that? And I would like to put it up by
an equivalent
9.
for people who don't know the back end of this kind of stuff. It's like going to a build your own burger place. You build the entire burger. You get home. You eat half of it, and then go. Could you take the cheese off of it and then
take the cheese out of the middle?
Yeah. Could you take out the cheese out of the middle and then like add a different kind of bun and then maybe put fries but on the inside? And you're like, okay, well we're done. Our transaction has been completed.
And then when they
have to buy a new fucking burger if you want this shit.
You need a new experience. You need to start from the beginning.
You have to start from the beginning.
And I hate when, like, a lot of times this will be like graphic design specific. If they're like, if you could just like change the text over here. And a lot of times I'll start with like, I'll type in text and then I'll go over it and I'll do like hand-drawn variations. And then by the third revision, they're like, oh no, could you make it say something else instead of what it says? I'm like, I could, but it's going to take me 2 hours to make it look like
this.
The third revision of the thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's just like a couple letters. Like, yes, technically it's just a couple letters, but the process is going to be at least 3 hours.
Yeah.
Which means you owe me $10,000.
That's how much I don't want to do this.
Dude, I've been doing that. Did you ever do that where it's like somebody asked you to do a job that you really don't want to do, so you overcharge?
My friends' weddings. I've done so many fucking friends' weddings.
Every wedding.
I was getting invited anyways, and then now all of a sudden I'm working.
Yeah, wear a dress and work.
Yeah, exactly. I want you to be in some of the photos, but take most of them. Yeah, and then yes, and of course, then I didn't ask for enough money for it because it was for a friend, and it was so much goddamn work, and
and then they're like, could you just do one with me and my aunt? No, and me and my other aunt, we'll have her on this side.
Yeah. Can you just Photoshop my cousin in because she was puking because she was so hammered, so she wasn't able to get in the photo. Could you just put her in no.
Here's a picture of her from 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, this size entirely.
Can you put it into this reception picture? Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, it's just one person. You could Photoshop one person in the group shot.
Yeah.
Give me $10,000.
Give $10,000.
That's my baseline, dude. Even if the whole job was like 300 out the door,
revisions, extra revisions.
every
10
revision's
grand.
10 grand. I could absolutely change the font on this.
Well,
Absolutely.
for me, it also goes back to like when you're again, this is my neurodivergent brain. Once I'm done with a thing, I don't want to think about it ever again.
Yeah.
So there's something to be said, like you would have to pay me more money just to go back in to open that fucking file again, because
even the file
we broke up.
The mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not thinking about that
Mm-mm.
anymore.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. It's tough, dude. Distancing yourself from a project and like mentally being like, okay, this is done. We did the one agreed upon revision, and now it's 3 weeks later. I don't want to think about your shit anymore.
Well, I mean, and a good example of that would be like you just did a special.
Mhm.
It would be like you going back after it's already out and being like, could I maybe have done this tag?
Could I close on something else?
Could I close on?
Could I just close on something else?
I have a new 15 I kind of wanted to put in the middle. It's just, you could just cut it and stick it in there, right?
I really wanted my parents to be there. Can we CGI my parents? Not in the front row, but somewhere in the middle.
I have a picture of them. What's so difficult?
We just Photoshopped the Netflix thing in the corner. Big deal. So you got to export it again. Who gives a shit? Here's 10 grand. We can figure it out.
Man, and that is truly when it's like, fuck you money, when somebody's like, okay, I'll pay the 10 grand.
Yeah, then
God damn it.
Dude, there's nothing worse than the person like you overcharge the person. They're like, yeah, no problem. And you're like, fuck.
I didn't want to do it. That's why I charged
You
so
answered
much.
so fast.
I know. That
Am
means
I
there's
poor?
definitely, I know.
Because I said $800 and you were like, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You're like, fuck. $5 grand. $5 grand.
That's why baseline, no matter what it is 10 grand from now. You
Makes
can't
sense.
go wrong.
Was there anything about the process of making this special that you didn't like, that you found like kind of frustrating or anything like that? Or was it all pretty smooth sailing?
So I was kind of out on the idea of doing a special unless somebody like asked me to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've done a couple of YouTube things in the past. Like I shot this one thing, kind of DIY.
I love that.
Which is when you
We
hire
love a
diverse
grassroots.
people.
Yeah. When you hire your friends to shoot your wedding.
Yeah. And I loved it. And it was less a special and more like a well done, like your friend is having a good set at a club. And so we got spoiled by that because I wanted everything to feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, if I'm ever going to do like a super polished thing, I would like to be approached to do it. It's just not super what I'm into at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at the Netflix Is a Joke Festival and I was opening up for Drew Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guys at Super Nice Guys went to my management and they were like, we'd love to do a special with Mike whenever he wants to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's awesome. I didn't think that was going to happen. And that was my only like caveat.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll do it if somebody asks me. So they asked me. And then I just kind of went through the process and I learned that whole thing. And it looks a certain way. And I think for the next one, I would like to be a little bit more artsy and out of the box about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that these jokes are out there. The most important thing for me, whether it translates or not, is that that night I felt really good getting off stage. So that makes me excited for other people to see it.
Yeah.
That means at some point in that night,
Such
I was having a really
changer.
good time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about this literally last night, where if you film something, it's never gonna, especially stand up, it's like rarely translates to how it felt in the room, if ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, if a little bit of that came through, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Which is so difficult to capture in a special. It's usually like one of my things why I encourage people to go see live stand up and why the show that you produce, the surrounded
Mhm.
is it's a unique experience, is because this will never happen again.
Right.
And there's a feeling in the room that people get, that there's a high that people get by being part of something where you feeding off each other's energy, all of that stuff. You will never get that from a special. It doesn't matter how well it's shot, that will never be captured.
You're right.
But at the same time, there is a way to film a special where you get an inkling of it. I call it the methadone of the heroin, so to speak. You'll get a version of it. You'll get a taste of it, or something where it's like, you're like, oh, this seems like something I should be like. I feel like I'm missing out on a feeling, you know, and that can be captured, but the feel, there's nothing better than being there, and that's like having that feeling at the end of it. Because I've had it the other way. Like I remember when I did the thing for HBO, afterwards, I was like, yeah, that's it. That was it. And then I did a thing for Comedy Central, and I was like, that's not it. And I still feel that way about it.
What was the disconnect?
The AC went out in the, so everybody was hot. So
Which is the opposite
like,
of how it's supposed
exactly.
to be.
Exactly. And they didn't want to do, because they were doing a bunch of them all at the same time, and the AC went out, or no, that's what it didn't go out. They turned it off because there was a slight hum in the beginning. Yeah, I fucking made somebody so mad.
Oh, that's what you think about stuff, huh? Give me 10 grand to turn this shit back on.
I would have. It would have been worth it to me to fucking have a good set. Yeah, you just.
I'll chip in for the bill. I don't know what the hang up is.
I know you guys aren't doing well right now, but so I'll give you the money. But please. But it was one of those things where it was like, after they filmed the first set of people, they changed the audience and they turned off the AC because they're like, we think we can hear a slight hum in it. And I was like, okay. So they turned off the AC, and then halfway through, they had to turn the thing back on because guess what? Nobody's laughing. It's everybody's hot and sweating on stage.
Yeah.
It's just not a good vibe.
No.
And so I was there in the middle of the not good vibe. So it was work. It was work, and that's not you're supposed to be set up. You know, it's supposed to be T-ball.
Yeah.
And it's not supposed to be work.
Yeah.
In those particular instances. So it was it just didn't feel good when I got off. It didn't feel good. And I don't promote it the same way because it didn't feel good.
Sure.
So it was one of those things where
I want to see it so bad.
It's on YouTube. I mean, if I can see it, you'll see it too. I mean, other people are like, it's not bad. And I was like, exactly, it's not bad. That doesn't mean it's good.
Which is the second worst thing you could say.
Yeah. There's bad, and then there's not bad, and then there's good, and then there's real good. It's so, and it's one of those things that I don't regret doing the experience. It's just unfortunate that these things happen.
Yeah, for sure.
And it sucks because then I didn't do the things I wanted to do. I ended up like switching it up just because I was trying to get the audience on board and stuff, and it wasn't great. So I think that is very important, because I feel like if you feel good afterwards, then you're more inclined to be like, you guys got to see this thing I did.
Yeah,
because you remember how it felt.
Dude, you brought up a good point in the middle of that, which is another thing that I hate. It's like when the audience is any kind of certain way, and you against your will do what you think you're supposed to do instead of what you wanted to do. That's something I get very upset with myself about. Like last night I did a show and it was kind of sparsely attended. I was just part of another show in Santa Monica, and I wrote a list of jokes that, like, I was like, I'll start with this because I know that works, just to get them on my side, and then for the rest of it are all these like brand new things that I'm excited to say. And then, like, it was so awkward in the room. I felt the need to like crowd work and talk to people and just make everybody comfortable rather than like bounce premises off of them, or just like give it a shot and try to do the things I was really excited about.
Right.
And then I leave, I'm driving home, and I'm like, I feel like I let myself down. And I've done that so many times.
I do it every time.
I hate that.
Yeah. I do it every time. Because then for me, it's always like, it's a people pleasing thing, I'm pretty sure. But it's like, I care more about them having a good time than I do about me work in it. And it's a disservice to me, because the whole reason that I was here tonight was to do this thing.
And maybe a pride and ego thing where you're like, I know I could play the hits and do well and they can remember me like that. or they can remember me as the guy who bombed with a cigarette joke that I
Mhm.
was really excited to say.
But I feel like sometimes I call it's like a bomb on purpose, where it's just like I'm going to go out there with just personality and these ideas, especially for me because I like to write on stage. I like the pressure. Again, chaos. It's
Yeah.
the ADHD. The
Whatever
chaos
works.
makes it thrilling.
Yeah.
So it's like the free falling idea of it. And so being up there and being like, what about
Right.
that? Am I really?
You tell me.
Yeah. Do you understand?
I'm not telling you.
Yeah. And I did that. That's what happened last night. It was one of those things where it was like, I didn't do great, but it was okay because that wasn't the point of it. The
Right.
point of it wasn't to do really well. The point of it was to fumble through these ideas and see if there was anything there. And the truffle pig it, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
trying to find something.
Was it helpful at all?
Absolutely.
Good.
I absolutely, yeah. I mean, of course, it's very helpful, but it was also in a place where everybody had already done. I didn't feel the weight of having to do well.
Good.
Because other people did well. So I was
Good,
like, oh,
good,
so I
good.
I could go roll the dice.
Yeah.
It's the nice thing about featuring for somebody still, even
Yeah.
when you're capable of headlining, is I'm not thinking about ticket sales. I'm not thinking about
It's
how
not
many
your
people in the
job.
fucking, I just get to be a comedian,
Yeah.
goddammit. And that's all that's all my favorite part.
Dude, I love being asked to feature and the headliner's like, now I know they're like, they tiptoe around it.
Yeah.
Like, I know you go out and you do your own thing, but would you be interested in coming to do this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
You pay for the hotel
Yeah.
and I just fuck around for 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think of tags during your set while I fucking
Right.
I
make sure people don't
crush.
leave for 15
Yeah.
minutes. I could do that.
I could be on heroin and do that. You kidding me?
Dude, you know, another thing that I do that bums me out is when I'm trying new stuff, if I could tell it's not working, I bail on it, which is like, I would love to rid myself of that. I would love to stay in it.
I like spite a little bit too much. I'll go the other way. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll pull up and be like, fair enough. It depends on the audience.
But
it depends on the feeling that
that's
they're
how you
making me
find
have.
stuff. Good for you, dude. Good for you for
To
doing
be like,
it
you
out
know
of
what? No,
spite.
fuck you.
Yeah.
We're gonna sit in this.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you disagree.
Yeah. And you're also good enough to like win them back after that confrontational
Yeah.
joke telling.
Come on, we're just kidding. I was just kidding. I didn't mean to hit
Let
you.
me tickle you.
Come on.
Form a line. Let me get my hands in you.
Come on. Come on.
Dude, you were so good on Riff Raff the other night.
Oh, thanks.
You just have the best. You have that, like, that show suits you well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
the insane show.
The insane show suits you really well because it's you're down to.
But I like the riffing part more than the raff.
Of course.
part.
Of
But-
course.
And a lot of those kids that do that, they're scared of that part.
Yes.
That's why it's like, I'd rather just have an audience member spit in my mouth than me have to come up with jokes on the spot. But that's the thing is like, I have an opinion if you give me a thing. For me, the most difficult thing has always been mining for like things that connect with me emotionally enough to be a premise to care about, I have to care about it or I won't remember it.
Right.
I've written jokes about things that I don't care about and I forget that I have to go through my notebook and go, oh yeah, I did have a take on that. It's like, I won't remember it because I'm not emotionally connected to it. But at the same time, if you give me a thing to be emotionally connected about in the moment, dog, I got you.
Yeah.
I'll take a hard stance, whether I believe it in or not,
Right.
just because I think it would be a funny stance to take.
Yeah.
So that for me, it's easier, and I like that. I like that pressure. Again, it's like it makes it fun. That's why I think Surrounded is so fun, especially to take people who aren't comfortable in that position being put in that position. It's always fun.
I love the people who like immerse themselves fully in trying to do it. Because there's really, I tell people all the time, there's like one of three things people do on that show. It's like, one is you do great because you were excited about it. One is you do great and you surprise yourself because you did that. And the other one is like you get nervous and you go after people and you fucking bomb your dick off.
Yeah.
Because you get defensive. It's like there's no reason to get defensive at
but
a
I
crowd
also
work
think
show.
it's funny if you could do a defensive while still you have to be charming. You have to be charming. Be like you
Yeah.
guys are all against me, aren't you?
Right.
Where
sure.
you seem insane to
Right.
everyone, but everyone's in on it,
Right.
as opposed to being like, "Fuck you." There's a
No,
difference
fuck-
between like, "Fuck
yes.
you, fuck you guys don't fucking know," between that and being like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I don't care about your shirt. You know what I'm saying? There's a
Yeah.
difference
Yeah. Dude,
between
like going after someone in a crowd work show where it kind of depends on the audience feeling comfortable enough to like have this exchange of energy with you.
yeah.
And then making someone feel like legitimately bad to protect your own ego,
Yes.
which is going to make them like
shut down
shut
for the
her
rest of
up.
the show. Yeah. Not even just for you, for the entire
for
experience.
everybody else. Right.
And then guess what? They never want to go to something like that again.
Exactly.
Yeah. You ruin the fun. That's the whole thing. As long as you keep it fun, that's
and I'll say names of people who done that.
Oh shit.
Zoom in.
Oh shit.
Give me 10 grand on the Patreon. I'll tell you all their names.
We're naming names on the Patreon today, dog.
Welcome back to Naming Names, our exclusive Patreon show. We're just like, it's just like this show. We're like, you know who I fucking hate?
You I can't stand. You gotta get the venom out. I feel like it's good for you. that
You
way.
absolutely do.
And
That's what the
especially
green
in a
room
place
is for.
in a place like this where everybody, you know, everything's quid pro quo and all that, and everybody's always like, you know, everybody's gonna be a producer one day, you know. There's all that.
Who gives a shit? There's a lot of fucking shitty producers. You don't have to be friends with everyone. It doesn't make sense to be friends with everyone. That's why I kind of like when people only half know me. They're like, you're so nice, and everyone loves you, and you love everyone. I can get along with anyone.
Yes.
There's so many people I don't like, and
Sure.
I just when I don't like you, I don't have anything to do with you whatsoever. I'm not going to be fake nice to you. I'm not going to be anything. I'm just not going to associate with you at all because it's not realistic and it's not.
For me, it's
real.
indifference. I am indifferent about this person. If I don't like you, then you just become an NPC in this world of mine.
Yeah.
And I don't, when I play Grand Theft, I don't go around killing NPCs.
No.
You know, it just, honestly, it's just more work.
And if one gets hit by a car, it gets hit by a car.
That got nothing to do with me. Got nothing to do
I
with
drove
me.
a car. Yeah, I programmed the Waymo. Yeah,
But
whatever, man.
To go back. I can't believe I'm very Pedro Pascal heavy this week. But it's that quote is like, I'm nice to everybody. Doesn't mean I like everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, and
100%.
I'm polite to everybody. Just because I like a polite environment.
Right.
So you put out whatever you want to receive. So I'm polite, but we're not hanging. We're not riffing.
No.
We're not there. You're not gonna get any because I'm a joy.
And
I'm a joy to be around. You're a delight to be around.
Dude,
so
same.
you just get to deny people access.
You're 100% right.
To the fun part of me.
Right.
You just get to know that I am
a
a person. That's it.
And I will absolutely go up to the people who I love and respect in a quiet time of privacy and be like, what do you think about this person? Because if somebody I love and respect has a vastly different opinion on a person than I do, I'm like, maybe I haven't given them enough of a chance because I
willing
love
to
and
have your
respect
heart and
this
mind
person.
changed.
Yes.
Yeah, you're open to it.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Same thing.
That's the other thing. It's like with everyone's opinions about stuff, it's like you got to be willing to like know that you might be wrong, and you got to be willing to be open to the fact that like people change their minds. You could change your mind.
I mean, our country would be in a better situation if people were
it's just I
willing
hate
to accept that you could change your
exactly.
mind.
We, all of this, like, I'm going to put my opinion on the internet. And just because I did that, that's my unchanging opinion. That's who I am for the rest of my life is really like just a giant step back for how people grow.
That's been my big criticism of the left with like cannibalizing itself is like, is anyone, all of you are in therapy. Is anyone acting like none of you have ever fucked up and learned from it and became a better person?
Right.
That's every goddamn hero story.
You're 100% right.
If you don't have any adversity that you overcome and learn something from, that's literally how growth works.
And let's be honest about it. Literally the only person on the left who's never fucked up is Joe Biden. He's never done anything wrong. He doesn't know where he is.
just saying, if I got to get my head sniffed by Joe Biden for us to have fucking universal health care, dog,
Fine.
it's the greater good. Nobody
Right.
cares about the goddamn. But that's, I mean, it's all the isolationism, individualism, blah, 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 blah,
You
all
think
that shit.
Kamala Harris can help that she's a woman? No.
She can't.
She's a woman, and that is wrong,
Mhm.
but she tried to be the president, and that is cool.
Yeah.
Just don't be a woman next time. Big deal. You got to be able to change your mind. Dude, I don't care about anything anymore.
How did we get here?
I don't know, but it's
I'm
fun.
so sorry.
It's fun.
In like a good way or like
Dude,
a
I
sad
like how
way?
this morning I texted you and I'm like, I don't really not like
You're like,
anything.
yeah,
enough.
I can't think of anything I don't like. Yeah, it'll come to you. It'll come
Women,
to
the Irish, Waymos,
you. DIE.
DYI hires.
Die. DIE.
Yeah, dude.
DYE.
Whatever. More air traffic controllers. We need them. I don't care what they look like. Land the plane, Newark. It's scary.
They're
up
fucking
there.
glow sticks, dog. I can get you more glow sticks.
Follow the glow sticks. What's so hard about it?
All right, let's do a rapid fire little cleansing. Favorite food of all time?
Of all time, you know I can't do shit like this.
No?
We'll say chicken parm.
Chicken parm? It's a great answer. Great answer. As grown up, child me that's the right answer.
Yeah.
For me, chicken parm. I was always, I mean, my mom was like, it's your birthday. What do you want me to do? Like, chicken parm and fettuccine alfredo. Come on, I love chicken parm.
Step on it.
Yeah. Make it quick. I eat your bullshit sausage and peppers because you like it.
Right, which is impossible by the chicken parm quick.
Yeah.
Chicken parm as fast as you can possibly make. Lasagna from scratch and step on it.
Stat. I want a lasagna. Handmade lasagna. Stat.
Do the meat sauce, bitch.
I love that you think even little me is like,
Yeah.
it's a tiny Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
It's kind of right, actually. I was. What the fuck you talking about? Mom, my dad's being a dick. What are we doing here?
Come on.
Leave his ass.
Give me a break.
Your favorite teacher growing up. Who's your favorite teacher growing up?
Favorite teacher. I know there's better examples. My first male teacher that I ever had was sixth grade. His name was Mr. Anthony.
Man, it was nothing but chicks till the sixth grade?
I had like 3 male teachers my whole life.
Huh.
It's crazy. I had like 2 in high school. Then I had a couple in college. But I didn't have a male teacher until 6th grade. And I just liked them a lot for whatever reason. And all of my teachers, not that they were bad, but they were either like too nice and didn't teach me how to spell, or they were like old as shit, like tenured. What are you people even doing in my face? Like, don't talk.
Don't bother me.
Yeah, learn division. Don't speak or have questions. So I was like, fuck, teachers fucking suck. And then he was
These
like,
teachers sound like the church.
I didn't have
sound like religion. Don't ask questions. Just hum and read the book.
I was also like stubborn, fucking hyperactive, talking all the time, class clown piece of shit.
Yeah.
We're
Me
very
too.
similar.
Yes.
So teachers didn't like me forever. And I think Mr. Anthony was like the first person who even tried to like me. So it made me want to like do good.
Yeah. It's amazing when somebody just goes, how you doing?
Yeah.
You go, oh my God, I'll do everything you've ever wanted.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? Math? Sure.
Yeah. I'll do math, daddy.
Yeah.
His name was Math Daddy Anthony. And I had a really good Spanish teacher I always wish I did better for. His name was Carmen Pagliarella at Bunnell High School in Stratford, Connecticut. And he was so cool, and I couldn't help but get a C- in the class. I was fucking bad. I was just so bad and stupid. Sometimes I was like, you're a great teacher. This isn't your fault.
Yeah.
Please pass me. I don't want to do this again.
Please don't make me do this more. It's not going to make me better. It's just going to make me do it more.
Listen, if you want to hang out, we can hang out. But I'm not going to do any better.
Have you ever hung out with a teacher afterwards once you were an adult?
sex with Mr. Anthony later on down the line.
Oh shit! Yeah.
That
Man, that was a
7th
really
grade.
nice. That was a just a year later.
Yeah.
You're not my
Waiver.
teacher anymore. The rules have changed.
I always wanted to, dude, when I was in high school, I had a teacher that like had just gotten out of college.
Mhm.
And I was like, dog, what if I looked her up when I was 25 or something? And she was like 40.
Mhm.
I was like, that would have been it.
Mhm.
Rarely I would see a teacher out at like a bar
Mhm.
older when I was like out of college, and they'd be like, okay, hello, you were a piece of shit. They wanted nothing to do with me later on.
The weirdest one for me is I was in a golf tournament with an old teacher of mine.
Partnered up, scrambles.
Yeah, in a scramble tournament, and it was like some benefit or whatever, and I was in, and it was like, the fuck.
Yeah.
And he was so bad too. He was so bad, and he would always try to be like zany. He was like that guy that tried to be zany in the classroom to keep people's attention.
Yeah.
So on the golf course, he was just trying to be funny, and it was just bombing.
Yeah.
And I loved watching it. It
Yeah.
was so great. This, I mean, obviously before I knew anything about stand up, so I was just like, this is bad, and I like
What's
it.
this feeling?
Yeah.
You said a thing you think is funny, but no one else is making any sound.
That's making me laugh. I was in the back of the room before I knew what being in the back of the room was.
Yeah. You were sitting in the bucket seats of the golf course.
Look at him eat dick. That's funny. That's funny.
He's really sweating.
All right, tell people where to find you and how to follow you and to share your stuff.
You could follow me on Instagram at Mike Falzone. I have a show which is at surrounded_crowdwork. And the other one is I have this dating show now, Human Romance, at Human Romance Show. YouTube, Mike Falzone, everywhere you could possibly be.
Falzone, just like it sounds.
And I have a podcast called Dynamic Banter with my friend Steve. We've been doing it for like 9 years. You got to come on that.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun. He's a nervous boy. You'd have a good time with him.
I would. I
Love a
bully
good
those
nervous
boys so fun.
I know. I know. He would hate it.
I know. But man, it would be good for the listeners.
It certainly would. At least half of them. Yeah,
and
man.
They're having like, stop being mean to him.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
dude.
he's fine.
Exactly
He's
that.
fine.
And he's not fine.
He's not fine.
Yeah, dude. I would love for you to come see me perform. So much fun. Come to a surrounded show.
He travels the country, so it's not just in Los Angeles.
I'll come to you.
Yeah, he'll come to you.
Yeah.
MikeFalzone.com.
Yes.
Right? Is that
You
right?
can text me directly at 818-722-8682.
Don't say that. Don't do that. Are you crazy? Jesus Christ. These people with their data, they just give it away.
Text me. Who gives a shit?
Listen, I disagree about the Waymo. I think it's an advancement in technology. You're getting
Blocked. Who's next?
Text me so I won't text back. Patreon.com/GravyBabyPod if you want to. Gravy Baby. That's the wrong podcast. Patreon classic. Sorry, producer Mark. Patreon.com/NoSirPod if you want to throw money at us. Make sure you guys watch the new special. What's it called? I totally forgot already.
Come to find out.
Come to find out.
On 800-pound gorilla.
Yeah.
When's this come out?
In a couple weeks.
Okay, so the free version is up, so you can go watch my half-hour special for free.
Oh, hell yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Free for you.
It was great in the room.
Yeah, it was great.
Regardless of how you feel about it.
I already know it was good, so I don't care how you feel about it. But just watch it and enjoy it, by all means. But thank you guys so much for listening / watching. Tell people about us if you know somebody think that might like this shit. And thank you. Have a good night. Day. Whatever time you're watching this. Bye.
No more Irish people, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. That the takes of Mike Falzone are not the takes of No Sir, I don't like it.
Everyone agrees.
INC Inc. Bye.
No, sir, I don't like it.